Greetings, middle school staff. On behalf of the digital and technical support teams, I'd like to introduce to you the Newline Q series, the latest and greatest technology and interactive panels coming soon to your school. So we would have liked to have been in person on site delivering this communication, but schedules are difficult, so we're trying to provide you with hopefully a little flexibility of when and where you can get this update. We're going to briefly touch on the timeline and the background of how we got to this position, as well as some of the key features and professional development opportunities that will be coming out as well. So in terms of timeline, we really started this process a couple of years ago, taking a look at our classroom projection and how that might look different in the futures with our tech mentors and media specialists. And that really got put on pause as a result of the pandemic. And so we knew we needed to act fast, as some of our smart boards and projectors are at end of life and we needed to replace them. And so that focus group looked at a variety of technologies. We also talked to other school districts, and based off a lot of that data, we selected the Newline board as the replacement hardware for our outdated smart boards, as well as projectors that are in the system. The interactive panels have been purchased. They're on their way. They will be starting to arrive here after spring break, with rollout later this spring at a date I'll share with you in just a moment here. So we'll start that process this spring. It's important to note that your existing hardware, so your smart boards and projectors that are currently in place, will not be removed from your classrooms until over the summer. And that's really mainly a result of the labor shortage. We just can't find contractors to come in and do that work. So that is a project that will take place over the summer. So when you get your new Newline board on a cart, it will be wheeled into your classroom, and you can choose to put that wherever you have an electrical outlet. That might be in the front of the classroom, right in front of your existing board, or potentially somewhere else in the classroom as you see fit. Some of the key findings, just to give you a little update, that helped us in the selection process here, and based off of some of the feedback, was the need to have interactive touch. We really wanted to try to future-proof this board, not just for 1 or 2 years down the road, but as we look 5 to 7 years down the road. Having that functionality really provides for not only the flexibility for the teacher, but for the students, in terms of some of the instructional strategies that we've been using in terms of full group, small group instruction, but also more student-centered learning activities, in addition to a lot of the blended learning work that we've been doing over the last couple of years. It really allows us to do a variety of things because teachers can connect remotely to the board, but it also allows the students to share some of their work through the board using some of the built-in functionality and other software that this board will come with. You can read some of the other key functionality with this board here and the key findings that helped us in this decision-making process. And I'll just give a quick shout out to the projection quality. If you've noticed with your smart boards or projectors that they might be a little dim, and so it's likely you won't have to turn the lights down in your classroom for kids to see quality. The brightness and contrast of this board will be much improved. I'll give a shout out to a few other key panel features here. First of all, it's all in one. There's no projector needed with it. You'll wheel it in kind of like a TV, if you will, but this panel has a second computer built into it. So you can do some browsing on the internet. You can access a lot of internet-based content right from the panel without needing your teacher computer. So we're excited about that functionality. You can see it has a digital whiteboard, a browser, and it is a 75-inch monitor as well with multi-touch. So if you choose to have students come up to the board, you can have more than one student interacting at a time on that panel. This is a picture of the cart. This is what it'll look like. Again, that will be wheeled into your classroom on the day of rollout. In some cases, it may show up maybe the day before, but the initial training will happen on your day of rollout. So let's talk about some of the key next steps. First of all, we'll provide you with this Getting Started flyer. If you want to get a jump start on that ahead of time before your rollout day, you can certainly browse through that. On your actual day of rollout, we will have a team available on your site to provide some optional before and after school support, but as well as during the day as well. Your digital learning specialist and tech assistant will be available checking in with you in your classrooms to make sure you've got things plugged in. If you have questions about connecting, the videos will support you with that, but we'll also be available on site as well. We're investigating some summer opportunities, but also knowing that we'll be providing support into next year as well. So the rollout date, I've been talking about it. Here it is. Find your school there, and that's the date. At the top, it does say tentative because we're working with a couple of different vendors here to get things shipped and unpackaged and all that good stuff. They're telling us they feel pretty confident that they will be able to deliver on these days. So we're going to start at our first middle school on April 26th at Zimmerman, and we'll work our way down the list to Prairie View Middle School on the 19th of May. So we've got a little bit of time, and if things change in that timeline, we will certainly let you know. I talked a little bit about the Getting Started flyer. If you need just the basics, and that is our intent, to get you started with the basics, when you initially get your board. We're not expecting you to be experts and learn all these advanced features and wireless sharing and multi-touch. But if you choose to want to go deeper, we'll provide asynchronous video support for that as well. But that top section of that flyer will be the Getting Started. Plug in and make sure you can display the content on your computer to the panel. So we're excited to begin working with you this spring. If you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to your digital learning specialist, tech mentor media specialist, or your tech assistant, and somebody in that group will be able to answer or redirect your question to somebody who can. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day.